Hey, welcome back. It's day 656. We've been working on this forever, and we're like halfway done. We have, well, we have, I just used bone meal to make up for a lack of a material, which is a little dumb. Well, if we get it back, we can use it, it's fine. Yeah, we've got all, they're all just kind of ending up in there, which gets them out of my damn way, but then they don't kill the fish, which is a problem. So I have two ideas about the fish. Apart from that, we were just adding, start with this, add a, build out from there so we just get a roof on it, then take up the roof and the water's gone. We don't really have sponges, we have like four in the world, and they're not even all in one place. We've also been starting to just thicken this wall, and because there's so much lag, it's like at this point the game is basically cheating with its lag. Uh, so over there, cutting down through this and coming up a ladder, which I have ladders on me, is less laggy than doing anything here. Still laggy right now. What is this? 20 FPS. So two things that occurred to me. One is we've done it before. It's not really all that impressive. Well, we have to get some stuff together, which would take time, but we can make invisibility potions. Could make water breathing, but I don't think it's required. Plus, it needs puffer fish, which we'd have to get. Invisibility is just. I even might have one on it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I got a bunch of golden carrots, so right now I can get more. Mushrooms, which we could start growing somewhat, uh, factorishly, and spider eyes, which we probably need to kill spiders for, but it can happen. That's pretty. And then whatever the else goes into invisibility, I can't even. Do we have any? I don't even know. I think this was to cure stuff that we wound up just importing. So villagers. It's just nothing yet. So we're just out. I think I have one, but it doesn't really matter. The other thing I'm thinking is we could kill the damn fish. And the trick there is I've got a bow with mending on it, which means I don't have infinity. And so I need to get more arrows. And arrows aren't as good underwater as I'd like. What we could use is tridents. And just get impaling to kill fish and loyalty to have the thing come back. And that's a lot like having infinity and mending on something if you put mending on it. The trick there, they're after something. They're all crowding into it. They're trying to get a fish. They're doing their job. They just suck at it. And we have to level this and then it'll be better. So let's talk about tridents, because what we could do there is, for one thing, go home, because I know where I want to do this. We're going to need a couple of things. That's a thought. I can get more of that, because I've got soul sand and ice, but that was my intention was to cure a zombie, and we were going to need it to get it up to where it goes. I can get more later, it's fine. Let me out of here, please. Lag. That's just the word for it, is lag. Okay. And then just give it a sec to understand that I'm not in there anymore, and go in and I'll be home. Anyway. There's a river biome over here at like 250, 240, something, let's find out. I don't have my wings on me for some reason. I'm not sure I could take off with all the lag. Oh, we're up to 29, 28 frames a second. Yeah, I want to say right over here, we go through a river. It's like 14 meters wide. I don't know in the other direction, but technically, if we can go 14 meters squared, that's kind of, or even more, it's going to be enough. Much more than that, it's not even going to work very well. So 225, 35, 40 river. And it goes to like 249, right? Yeah, so here's one side. Over here somewhere is another. Mountains, river. So that's big enough. And the reason we want a river is we can get, Wentworths, the drowned zombies, to spawn in there. Also fish, which I gather, if we get the right kind of fish, if it just dies, yeah, things drop things they're not supposed to drop, generally. Some kind of fish, maybe I have it, will give you coral, which we could use for things. I don't see. We haven't done that yet. I haven't found it yet. I don't think it'd be that. What's that about? Well, how did I not get that?
I don't know. I don't have it either.
Maybe there's another ocean. I don't know, but the point is maybe collector. I know I've done that. I don't know why it's saying I haven't. We'll figure maybe it has to be done in an order that I haven't done it. Haven't done anything like that, though. Doesn't matter. We'll find out later. To make this, what we're going to want is basically, apart from the ice, I've got oodles of wood. So I don't know how much we have stocked up right now. But we're going to want more than that.
I can probably get more wood.
Yeah. Like, we could almost even plant a tree over there where there's dirt anyway. Would probably be helpful. If you want to bring saplings, but how much dirt actually, or, you know, 1, 2, 3, like that. Do I have any, oh, I do have boxes, but I don't have them here. I've already moved them. Could use that stuff. That'll save time in the end. I don't know if I have more of that somewhere. Doesn't really matter. I can make it. It just saves time. Yeah, and no boxes. Signs, but I need a bunch, so I'll just make them. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so let's go. We'll set up to, you know, let me grab so we can elevate the tree.
Signs or gates?
Signs, I think, probably. You can use gates, but I think signs are easier to work with. I hitched and forgot what I'm looking for. I was going to grab something. Oh, dirt. There is dirt there, but I'm going to get more dirt. That's the point. If I have room for it. And that way we can just build it up on top of where we're going to be. Okay, yeah, signs are okay. It's the only problem with signs, the only reason, the argument against them, the argument for them is they just work. You don't have to, if you use gates, you have to open them, and it's a big mess. The difference is with gates, if you take one out, it doesn't make the whole system collapse, although you do have to put them against each other, so you might as well use signs. Signs are just easier for me, I like them.
Okay.
As far as altitude, I guess I'm just going to go up from where we are. I mean, we could do it from down below, but then we'd have to build out to it. This looks like a pretty good spot if I had dirt handy. I didn't bring any saplings. I don't know if you got them.
I've got them.
And, make this happen real quick. Oh, God, because I went through the end. Where's that? Just, throw that down. We'll just have a whole new tree. I think this is where we got the most of a, dark oak, isn't it? No, jungle tree. We got that one. Amazingly enough. Eventually. So that's in place. You can do that. Yeah, I guess go find the river again. And just start. Let me get to the river so I can start thinking beyond that point. Okay. River officially starts right here at 235, which is good and bad. Give me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can just use this. Let's just build this out. Mountains, river. Okay, I'm going in one so we can stay in. Damn. It's going to be windy, apparently. What happens on this side? Forest. Well, it's okay if we're... It doesn't have to be... If it goes outside the river, it won't hurt us. It just won't help us either. Is that river then? Okay. How about over here? No. Alright. Wait. Yeah, no. River, river... River. Yeah, it's going to be windy. That's a pity. I mean, it's okay, kind of. It's just, it'd be nice if it were a cube or a square, you know, basically. If we're in the river biome, then what we do will produce Wentworths, is kind of the point. I guess I'll just draw out the shape. I don't care anymore. Although that would almost be an argument against using signs after all. Why is that forest? I thought this was going to... Oh, what the hell. It's still good enough. We'll just do this with it. Draw a shape here real quick. It doesn't even have to be all that huge, damn it. It doesn't have to be all that huge, necessarily. I guess it could be. I don't know why except that I'll be able to see it from where I'm going. Which will help a bit. What?
I'm guessing the more river you have laid out, the more spawnable spots there are for...
Well, yeah, that's kind of the whole point. And then the whole not river part is just extra room that... I guess I don't know what could spawn fish, I guess. I mean, how's that a problem? And then it bends back, because what the hell? Alright, you know what? Here's what's going to happen. Well, let me find a spot to figure out what I'm doing. Forest, okay. So, 9 through 8. Let's just go out to 10, which I guess is all going to be this. Right? Yeah, and that was 9 on the other side. Okay. So, oh, and then it starts over here, which is in one from that thing. So we'll just go out to 9 here. And even though this isn't all, a lot of it is river, actually. It's not all river, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to make a big cube, and it'll make it easier to work with signs. And then the other side of the river is here at 2, at wherever the hell it thinks it is. Put it right here, it's fine. Out to 9. Even if it's forest, that it's forest is irrelevant. It'll just produce maybe fish or nothing. It doesn't really matter. And then at some point we'll fill this in to make it look a little better, you know, in other ways, but for now it's fine. Starting there, I guess. Go out to 9. Which is all forest, so whatever, it's fine. Back this up to where we know there's no river here at all. That is just massively disappointing. Whatever. It's a really small river, apparently. I'm just gonna smack all this in because why not? And this isn't going to be a passive thing. I mean, I guess arguably it would be a bit, but if we want tridents, we have to personally kill these things, so...
Preferably with looting?
Oh yeah, obviously. Do you have a sword that isn't looting?
No.
Well, don't worry about it. Really? Yeah, the reason, I guess, to build one of these up is because you're usually hovering over spawning points, and we don't really have that problem here. So, arguably, we could actually make this the top, although we'd have to go down and build something beneath it to catch the things. And then we'd have to... it would take forever to build over from... I can't even see where the hell I came from, but down there somewhere is... we have level 1 down there. This'll work. I don't think it won't work. In fact, there might be a lower... They might have to be sea level or above. That doesn't make any sense. Rivers are never really above... Well, they can be above sea level, but they almost never are. Okay. So given that, let me see what numbers I actually have. Obviously it's 9, but 236, 249. That makes sense, I guess. I don't have my wings on me. I don't have much of anything on me, which is arguably a problem. Then again, there's no torches on it. That'll be alright. Let me build up enough to, you know, develop a spot for these guys to exist. I'll go up to 100 and... we want to give them some room to... That was down like 64, right? I don't want this here. It's just bothering me.
I will let you know as soon as I get back down.
Let me see where I am when I run out of blocks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 is 120. That sounds great. Let's just do that. And from there, I'll just build over to here. At 249. A lot of it's not river, but I just don't give a damn. Oh wait, that was too far, in fact. It doesn't really matter that much, but just in fact, it was too far. Then this way to 9, the other 9, which is through a river, so okay. Six, 7, 8, 9, and then back to, I think it was 36. That'll be big enough, it'll be fine. Did it again. That should be in line, and to an extent this is really just a frame, I suppose. From here we need a few factors. We need a source of water, which is for the ice is for that, which has to be placed on blocks that we'll get rid of afterward. We need ceiling to make it dark so that they'll spawn. And then, what else do we need? We need to contain them, but that's just walls. Doesn't have to be glass or anything. Could be, but we don't have it.
Don't we need a turtle egg?
Yeah, but we'll get to that. Okay. That's like the last thing.
Okay.
Oh, which means we'll want a thing of glass to protect the... It doesn't have to be glass again, but I'll like it when it is. Let me try something here. It's not really all that amazing. I'm just going to do this. In fact, where am I now? What biome am I actually in? River. What about over here? I'm going to smack that down there so I can get up and down. Although I do have ladders on me, I just remembered. That's okay. I want to see if it actually produces these things. It should, especially at night. I mean, a bit. It's only going to be a couple of meters wide, but even so, it could work. Or if it does, I mean, that'll at least tell us it's going to happen. Is there anything going on? There's one entity in front of me, but that might be you. No, it thinks it's up there. It might be... Oh, is that a fish? What is that? I think that's a fish. So we'll get those at, something. Okay, so down here is where we're going to have to set up... I don't want this right now. I want all of this, though. Set up, we can come in through here, that'll be fine. And set up a system for something or other. To that end, we're going to need some... I'm trying to think how I want to do this. And I think what I might do, because it should be coming in from a few directions, in theory. Well, what was that, a fish? Probably. Yeah, there's 2 salmon in there right now. I think the best way to play this, figure we're going to be on this level, is lit up. I like that. If this were here and this were on top of it, and their feet were right there, and we close this in, I think that would work pretty well. So A, let's put this here as a wall. We're going to have to light something up somewhere, but yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do. It's just going to be, I'm just going to have to design it. Let me think. They might come to us. They should. Although if they're out of the water, it might not. They might not be as impressed by us. I'm thinking what I'm standing on, what's under there. We can replace these with hoppers to catch stuff. And and in fact, probably have at the sides we'll have boxes the hoppers go into. So if these are all hoppers, and we'll just say they are, that's wrong. Still wrong. What the hell? It's lagging on me. It's just bad. These are placeholders, but for now they'll work. They're going to be hoppers later, mostly. Something just fell and died. I think it was probably a fish. Yeah, and box right there, which I could just make happen. But give me this. This will be what they land on, and instead of on the hoppers, although I guess it doesn't really matter, but if we get a kid, I don't want it escaping and bothering us. So we'll put these slabs, which prevents spawning from down here. Yeah, there's a fish. Just all like this, and then there, I guess. And these slabs won't prevent... Let me make that happen. Hang on. Make a couple of... No. A couple of these guys real quick. Hoppers we can add whenever. We know how those work. Let's put these on the side here where we can find them, and I'm pretty sure if I put them in, they'll open up just... Yeah, that's fine. And then hoppers that we don't have yet go into this, and as for what's behind this, I can't get up there now. On this level, it doesn't really matter too much. What's in here, so we can light this up, which shouldn't prevent stuff above us from spawning if we put in a thing, a floor for them to be on. Yeah, so we can light this up and do whatever we want. It's fine. To do it any time, like now would be good. Well, let me just do it. Let me have torches. And I'll figure out where these go. What, I don't know what your... That's... What is 240? Then what's that? Okay. But that's like this, so we'll just do this. Should be light enough. Which I can't get out of here again now. How lit up is it in general? 9/7 isn't great news. So we can put a border around this and it'll be fine. It'll also let us get back here without too much trouble, so. Yeah, there's that. No. We'll get to that. Move this. Okay, so what we want to do is have them land here. And that means that we want to prevent them from landing anywhere else, which means we're going to need something to drop them. Well, for one thing, we're going to need we'll get to that, the space inside that we can be in. We don't want them just, well, they won't come off and hit us, but we'll see. If we had this here, what's up there right now? Okay. Is that gonna... And I just realized I'm not sure I like something about this. Well, I want a couple of trapdoors for them to think they can walk on. And I'm not going to have room for a couple the way I'm doing this.
Oh.
I could have room for a couple. It's just going to need twice as much stuff, basically, overall. So, in fact, this is all going to be hoppers also. That can be not there. We're gonna have a lot of hoppers in this thing, including going into there from back here. Well, that's probably gonna be a wall, but and then on this side that goes away. More hoppers all along here, ultimately leading into that one box. Well, this box, and we'll figure out why as we need to. But yeah, now above me here can be trapdoors that they think they can walk on, but they fall down here and we get them. That works just fine. About that, it's not going to be all that high up, technically, that they're going to be. Is that the? I don't know why that's exactly there. It just sort of is. It doesn't really matter. It matters a little because I want a certain element to this, but if I just set this down, what happens to it? Okay. So they stand here. They're a couple meters tall. So right about here, say, we're going to put a turtle egg. Right there. And apart from that, outside, now I'm going to need a box again, a maker bot. Because I need a whole lot of, oh, nuts. I need a bunch of trapdoors, which I'll just go ahead and make. It has a lot. Well, you know, it might be right. I don't really know. See if I can get this back without having to go after it. No, I'll have to get it in a minute. So if a trapdoor were here, I don't know if that makes any sense. I guess it kind of does. Like this. And out here we had more amount of blocks. More trapdoors, but aiming in. Like this. And over here. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna... Why? So this will be a... That'll stay. It's going to be a floor that they kind of land on. And then do a couple of these out. I guess... I'm not sure exactly how I figure this makes sense, but it will, I think, in the end. So if that were a trapdoor again, and this were, okay, this were one of these things, like this, then that makes an element of sense. Turtle egg is there where they think they can reach it, but they're wrong. There'll be glass a bit above it, like just there will be a reason it'll make sense. All right, so give me, what are you doing?
Tree.
Okay, because there's stuff on the ground that's like gonna rot.
Oh.
It would be helpful if someone got it for me.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, I should have room for all that. Just build out a landing. We need to think in a certain way. That looks like it goes there, and then here. And this should all be within a certain distance, so they'll think that the turtle egg is something they can have. Is that 9? Okay. Yeah, if they end up here, they'll go after the turtle, is the point. And this goes to 36. And we're basically out of time, which is kind of a problem. No, because we're not done. But what kind of counts is, yeah, this is going to be what it is, which will be fine. That's just a temporary, well, parts of it, I don't know, might keep it for reasons. Fish. This is all floor. That's 9 again, so yeah, that's right. Above this by about 3 meters is going to be a bunch of signs that prevent water from leaking down here because we don't want them in the water when we get to them. Above that, a ways up, is going to be water as a source that gives them a thing to spawn in, and then above that is a roof to, that's up there is a roof. that keeps it dark enough for it to happen, and we'll surround it by a thing that has torches so that there's no spawning down here. I think we're far enough away from anything else that we shouldn't have a big problem. Yeah, so that's going to be filled in like that. That can stay not filled in for a sec. Filled in. Filled in. Then if I had these things, I could just figure out a way to put these down and let them think that they can. That one just stay open, I guess. That they can make their way over here. They'll just be really wrong. And then once they fall down because they're wrong, they'll be in a place that we can swat at them, and then their stuff will go into hoppers. I think that'll make sense. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it's just unfortunately a project like this just takes a little bit of time to actually build, apparently. So may have got the pattern off somewhere. Anyway. I can fix it if I care. That these are open is irrelevant. They'll just go that way and they'll be fine. They'll still crowd in pretty fast. So yeah, this is all platform that they land on and see the turtle egg and go from there. It's really not all that different from like the desert thing that's dropping sand guys, husks on us all the time. Except that instead of originating in the desert and going after an egg, oh, which actually they're not. Okay, so it's more like the gold factory, really, at this point. Because, did we ever get... We lost the egg in the desert, didn't we?
Yeah, Spider got it.
And we just didn't try again. Yeah, so it's going to be more like the gold factory. They'll originate in water, drift down because they do that, go through signs that prevents the water from getting all the way down to us. Not land on the eggs, I'm going to put glass above it. End up here, see the egg that they want, go after it, and instead of getting it, they'll fall down through trapdoors, which don't even need to be closed at the moment. It just doesn't help very much. It doesn't hurt, it just might as well get it over with. And filled in platform they land on. Walls that the signs go up against when we put those in. That's going to take forever, so I won't bother recording it. Above that, the water that's going to drift down from up there like that, but in all places. It'll basically be a little rain curtain thing with a ceiling over it to make it dark. That's about it. Alright, where are you? I don't think we can be in the same place right now if I'm doing this. I guess I can get back up here.
Up a tree.
Hmm.
I am running down the tree.
No, don't worry. You can't really get to me. It's fine. And we got to put hoppers in. It's a whole big thing that we got to do. We'll, I and the fish will see you later. Is what'll happen. Oh, wait, don't. I fell down.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, that perfect. Yay. I'll figure it out later. We'll get out of here. We'll build this thing. Come back next time when we're trying to get a Trident. And see you then. So, bye.